In the small Asian nation of Brunei, Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah is a one-man show. He's not only Brunei's absolute monarch and supreme leader of the Islamic faith, but also the country's prime minister, finance minister, foreign affairs and trade minister, superintendent of police, defense minister, and commander of the armed forces, and even chancellor of the National University. The Sultan of Brunei was once regarded as the world's richest man. His wealth in the early 1990s was estimated at $40 billion, and some use a similar figure to describe his net worth and assets today. With a personal wealth estimated in billions, he has earned himself a place among the world's richest rulers. The small nation of Borneo Island, home to around 500,000 people, draws its wealth from exports of oil and natural gas. Although much of the population lives in poverty, the Sultan, however, does not, thanks to those valuable oil assets who played a vital role in increasing the immense fortune of the king, and he's found no end of ways to spend it. The Sultan of Brunei and his family have indulged themselves in lavish parties, polo ponies, racehorses, yachts, and hundreds of Rolls-Royces, and hosted a number of celebrities and beauty queens. The Sultan paid Elton John, Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder, Bon Jovi, and Tina Turner to come to Brunei and entertain him and his friends. In the mid-1990s, the Sultan and his brother were credited with supplying roughly half of Rolls-Royce's sales income. The Sultan's extravagance is legendary. While playing polo with Britain's Prince Charles, the Sultan once had his polo shoes delivered by helicopter to the palace field. The family of the Sultan of Brunei used to spend so much money, up to $500 million a year, at the London jeweler Asprey, they decided to buy it. In November of 1995, the Sultan bought it for $375 million. Asprey has traditionally been the jeweler of the British royal family, or more simply, the Queen's jeweler. The Sultan lives in the largest royal residence in the world, the Istana Nurul Iman Palace, a sprawling 1,800-room residence on the bank of the Brunei River that's worth $1.8 billion. Completed in January of 1984 and covering 2 million square feet, it has domes gilded with 22-karat gold, 1,788 rooms, 257 bathrooms, gold-plated escalators, air-conditioned stables for the Sultan's Argentine polo ponies. He had at one time 200 of them, and an 800-car underground garage for the Sultan's cars. It is larger than the Vatican, situated on the banks of the Brunei River on the top of a hill overlooking the city. The place is an enigmatic symbol of Brunei's enduring monarchy and seat of the nation's government, and a glittering example of Brunei's majestic royal heritage. It is closed to the public except during the Haro Raya, when the royal family greets the public. As if the 5 swimming pools, massive mosque, air-conditioned pony stable, and banquet hall to fit 5,000 guests aren't enough, the palace is decorated with fixtures made from gold and diamonds. He is a known car fanatic, and his luxury car collection is worth $9 billion, comprising Rolls-Royces, Ferraris, Bentleys, Lamborghinis, Aston Martins, and Jaguars. He has a fleet of private planes, including a $138 million Airbus, a $251 million Boeing 767, and a customized Boeing 747 worth $431 million and decorated with gold. His badminton coach earns a $2 million wage, and he spends about the same on acupuncture and massages. When he wants a haircut, he flies in his favorite stylist by private jet. When he's coordinating outfits, matching shoes are flown in by helicopter. To really get a sense of how wealthy this guy is, look no further than his extravagant 50th birthday back in 1996. Sultan Hassanal splashed out $36.9 million on 2 weeks of celebrations for himself that included a polo match and an extravagant gala dinner with beluga caviar on the menu. He paid Michael Jackson $25.8 million to perform at 3 concerts to mark the occasion. The Sultan of Brunei celebrated his 50th birthday in 1996 with a $25 million banquet for 3,000 people, including Michael Jackson and Prince Charles, in one hall of his 1,778-room palace. A London production company was hired to make a widescreen state-of-the-art home video for the event. The Capitol was decorated with colored lights, flags, and bunting. The birthday was shown on the Star Channel. He also spent millions on his 3 weddings. The Sultan married his cousin, Raja Isteri Penagran Anak Haja Saliha in 1965, and because polygamy is legal in Brunei, she remains his wife and queen consort despite him marrying and divorcing 2 other women. He has 12 children and footed the bill for 5 of their weddings. When his oldest son and heir, Crown Prince Al Muhtadi Billah, married in 2004, Whitney Houston was paid $10.1 million to sing at the reception. The international response to Brunei's new laws have cast a dark spotlight on the Sultan's overseas investments, especially luxury hotels that are now facing boycotts, such as London's The Dorchester and the Beverly Hills Hotel in LA. His playboy brother, Prince Geoffrey Bolkiah, has a London residence at St. John's Lodge in swanky Regent's Park. It's the most expensive private house in the UK and said to be worth $203 million. Prince Geoffrey's own spending habits landed him in trouble with the Sultan, who sued him for misspending billions of dollars during a financial crisis in Asia in the 1990s. The Sultan of Brunei used to own a lavish mansion near the Sunset Boulevard area of Beverly Hills, California. Valued at $38 million, this Spanish colonial-styled mansion was built in 1927 and served as the temporary residence for the Sultan on the rare occasions when he used to visit California. The sprawling property was purchased in 1987, and the royal hired famous interior decorators Tim Morrison and Tom Proctor to renovate the home, which received an extensive facelift. The Sultan's former palatial estate covers almost 2 acres of ground. The main mansion is a 2-storied building spread over 14,000 square feet of living space, and the living quarters consist of 8 bedrooms, living room, dining area, dressing room, library, modern gourmet kitchen, and 11 bathrooms. The outdoor part of the estate features a covered porch, open patio, and beautifully landscaped gardens. The cavernous garage can fit in 30 big cars at a time. The mansion offers great views of Los Angeles and the iconic Beverly Hills Hotel. The entire house is steeped in luxury, and its grandiose interiors bear ample signs of its royal past. Most of the bedrooms have been equipped with stone fireplaces, and expensive Malibu tiles line the floors of most rooms. The house has been decorated using expensive antique furniture. An infinity-edge swimming pool, along with a cabana, is situated in the villa's outdoor area. Most of the bathrooms have been fitted with jacuzzis, and there is also an indoor spa. Some of the most iconic Hollywood celebrities and the likes of Madonna, Pamela Anderson, and Janet Jackson own homes in the immediate neighborhood of the Sultan's grand mansion. The Sultan of Brunei owns his own private Boeing 747-400, Boeing 767-200, and Airbus A340-200. According to BornRich.com, the Sultan's private jet Boeing 747-400 is no less than a palace itself. A living room, a bedroom with details of gold and precious gold in the jet could only belong to a sultan. The jet is also equipped with all the modern facilities and has a separate remote control desk. The Sultan owns Boeing 767 and a mid-size, wide-body twin-engine jet airliner. It is designed with a deluxe room, including a full and complete interior office. The Airbus A340-200 seats up to 261 passengers in a 3-class cabin layout and has a range of 7,450 nautical miles, or 13,800 kilometers. It is the only jet with a wingspan measuring greater than the length of the fuselage. This was launched for long and thin routes, especially over water. The Sultan once ordered a 747 with several bedrooms and stalls so he could transport himself and his polo ponies back and forth between Britain and Brunei. Boeing was reportedly working on a system of disposing of the horse's urine when the deal was canceled. Imagine how crazy a car enthusiast could be, who owns a McLaren F1, a Dower 962, a Mercedes CLK GTR. These become nothing if compared with the Sultan of Brunei. His collection includes 8 McLaren F1s, 6 Dower 962 LMs, the only right-hand drive CLK GTR in the world, a pair of Jaguar XJR-15, a Porsche 959, 3 Sazita V16Ts, a Lamborghini Diablo Hota, and 5,000 other premium cars. Strictly speaking, His Majesty is not a die-hard car enthusiast, but his playboy younger brother, Prince Geoffrey, and his eldest son, Prince Hakeem, are. They buy and play the supercars like toys, get bored very soon, and then buy new cars and store the old ones in any of the 4 huge garages. More like a warehouse in terms of volume. For perhaps ever. Why did they buy so many McLaren and Dower? Perhaps they like to share with their relatives. Perhaps their wives like to drive them for shopping. Perhaps they want to have a few spare cars when the normally used one is under service. Most likely, perhaps, because money is nothing to this Majesty. Apart from the aforementioned supercars, the Sultan has many custom-made cars, Ferraris, Rolls-Royces, Aston Martins, AMG, etc. Specially developed cars for His Majesty because money is no object. For example, you can see a trio of Ferrari 456 GT's variants, a long wheelbase 4-door saloon version, a convertible, and even an estate version. Yes, this is just the least spectacular one. Some concept cars such as Bentley, Java, and Pininfarini's Ferrari Mythos show car were exclusively developed into real running machines for the Sultan. The Sultan's interest is also shown in motor racing. He has a private museum displaying all the Formula One championship-winning race cars since 1980. All are real cars bought from the teams. Because of this, Frank Williams was invited to visit the king. In the past 15 years, the royal family has been the most important client to many prestige car specialists. The Sultan of Brunei has almost 600 Mercedes, including one that is gold-plated. One whole section of his hangar-sized garage is dedicated for storing the world's most exclusive and rare Mercs. Being the absolute sultan of a country comes with its own benefits. His collection includes models which are not meant for public consumption, like the special S-Class touring model designed just for the Sultan and a yellow Mercedes Sprinter with a red interior. The Sultan got himself the only right-hand drive Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR in the world. One cannot possibly even imagine a car collection without the elegance of BMWs. The Sultan also thinks the same way and therefore has a couple hundred of these beauties in his private collection. Going by the sheer numbers of Rolls-Royces he has, it wouldn't be far-fetched to say that these are the favorite cars of the Sultan. He has so much love for these high-performance and super luxurious cars that he keeps a Rolls-Royce in front of his palace with the engine running 24/7. Needless to say, all of his cars are bulletproof and feature state-of-the-art technology. The biggest home for cars? Emperors and empires have existed throughout world history. But here is an emperor and an empire with a difference so huge that it would not have been even imagined had it not existed. It is not a coincidence that the Empire Hotel in Brunei is witness to the greatest empire of cars. A garage the size of 5 aircraft hangars holds within it a collection of 7,000 of the world's finest cars with a combined estimated value of $5 billion. And if you liked this video, then make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos in the future. Let us know in the comment section below if you have any suggestions for our future videos, and we'll see you in the next video.